Tonight, a Pierce County homeowner says she hasn't had electricity for weeks, ever since a tree fell and knocked out a power pole on her property.
We opened up the front door and it was just nothing but pollen and needles everywhere.
Now she says the power company won't help until she replaces the pole at her expense. Good evening and thanks for joining us. I'm LINZI Sheldon. Ruth Clark lost power 18 days ago, but she says Puget Sound Energy told her that she has to replace the pole before her power can be restored. KIRO 7's Deborah Horne reports that she didn't even know the power pole belonged to her.
Why does it have to be so difficult? Why does it? I'm low income and I can't afford $4,000 for a pole.
Tears come easily these days to Ruth Clark. After all, she has been in the dark at her house outside Orting since the day before Thanksgiving when a windstorm blew through.
And all of a sudden we heard this horrible sound, and that was that tree falling and hit, and we opened up the front door and it was just nothing but pollen and needles everywhere.
She took us around back to show us where the tree took out the power line and the pole it was attached to.
This is the power pole.
Oh, this is the pole.
Yeah, so it was standing straight up and this stuff was strapped to the pole.
So she called Puget Sound Energy to come out and restore her power. But she was told she owns the power pole, and so PSE won't do anything until she replaces it at her own expense.
It has to be a certain size around. It has to be no less than 5.5 inches at the top. It has to be a pressure-treated pole, cedar pole.
She says the entire operation would cost her some $4,000.
It's ridiculous.
You can't afford it.
No.
And she isn't living alone here. She has 2 cows to care for.
They're probably more comfortable than I am right now.
And a barnyard full of chickens. Now she is appealing to PSE to come to their aid.
So put in a pole and let me pay for it. You know, every month, pay a little on it. Do something to help me.
Now, this is that power line that used to go to her property. Now, we did reach out to PSE to get their side of the story. Now, after this story aired at 5 o'clock, some of you wrote to ask whether Ruth Clark has homeowner's insurance. Well, she doesn't. And so now a friend has set up a GoFundMe page to help her pay for this private power pole. We'll post a link to it on our website at KIRO7.com. Reporting live near Orting, Deborah Horne, KIRO 7 News.